Hello, welcome to another episode of the HyperFRAME podcast. This week, we're coming to you live from the Executive Briefing Center in Morrisville, North Carolina, where I've been with Lenovo. So, lots to unpack. They've had us in a closed door session for a couple of days here, so there's lots of things to sort of dig into. A couple of key takeaways for me: pocket to cloud. This company's operating at a huge scale, broader than a lot of their competitors in the space. That's everything from Motorola devices, the new Razr flip phones, and all those type of good things that are on the consumer side. Obviously PCs, tablets, all of those sort of consumer activated devices, selling those into enterprises as well. So they've got number one leadership positions there. I think Motorola was fifth in global smartphone shipments. So huge presence there, but also scaling that all the way out to their ODM model, providing data and systems and real strong capabilities out into those public cloud providers. And then obviously moving through their enterprise and mid-market spaces in between as well. They've not been able to share anything on Infinidat, which is not surprising considering that acquisition hasn't closed, but some really fascinating conversations with the storage team, starting to think ahead and look ahead of how that's going to play into the portfolio. So watch this space on that one. I think for me, AI's obviously been part of the conversation this week. We're in 2025, why wouldn't it be? How Lenovo's playing in that AI infrastructure layer and being able to support where customers are. As we start to see people handle the difference between, do I bring the data to the AI or the AI to the data? Obviously, a lot of people are starting to think about on-premises there. So I think there's a real strong play for Lenovo to pick up that NVIDIA-empowered or AMD-empowered infrastructure to drive people's journey as they look to leverage AI on-premises, data sovereignty, security, just really looking to leverage off data sources that are probably in their data center. So Lenovo's got a lot to say there. One thing that also I got to spend time with the guys during this visit was Neptune. We're starting to see a lot around power and cooling and how you look at data center environmentals. Put simply, NVIDIA GPUs and GPUs in general are a huge power draw. So how do you manage that? How do you get a 100 kilowatt server rack and be able to cool that within the data center? Lenovo's got a storied history with the power and cooling space from the acquisition of the Intel servers from IBM over a decade ago, being able to pull that through, that's foundational. So they've been able to take liquid cooling. There's now Neptune Air, so the ability to move air efficiently through and chill that. So I think there's some good things there. I believe that's genuinely differentiated against their peer group. So I think if you're looking and wondering about some of those capabilities, certainly check on Neptune. Some work to do from the Lenovo team to get that message to resonate in the market. But I think from a capability around product, there's some strong fundamentals there. So packed few days, lots for us to unpack and for the team, Stephanie and Ron and myself to sort of check out. There'll be a couple of research notes that we put out in the coming days that'll cover that, but a broad portfolio. If I was to summarize it away and take it down, go back to that pocket to cloud, everything from MSPs and CSPs and the ODM model to be able to handle some of the biggest infrastructure at scale, right down to the smartphone in your hand. So click, like, subscribe, do all those things, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.